Alrighty lads, welcome back to another episode of my Hungarian Holy Roman Empire playthrough, and there's a few things I noticed here in between episodes. Number one is that our navy is kind of getting owned by Ming. Let's retreat them, and this has been under occupation by particularists, which I have to siege back in order for the coring to finish. Now the same is with an island out here, which I was actually aware of, but yes, we only have so many navies. I think it might be a good idea, because we have an abundance of money and so on. Yeah, this guy over here, let's pull him. Hang on, we want him to, just in case, go back to Japan, in fact. What I'm going to do is create a template for transports. Our stacks are composed of 50. Let's go up to 51. Just for the future there, makes things a little bit easier. I wonder, is that enough to deal with the Irish? Probably. In the meantime, let's pull these transports over to go deal with those islands. Yeah, there was something else. Oh yes, we have some colonies here now. I don't even know how to say the name. Malacca, this guy, is colonizing. Which I'm not worried about at all, quite frankly, because he's actually under 50%. He's only 55% war score cost. We could easily fully annex him. In fact, the more he colonizes, the more he actually colors the world for us. Not too worried about that, although he is Sunni. I should be worried about that. But we actually have some Bahmanis colonies. I did not realize he's got quite a few colonies going on. That is not so cool. Is definitely not so cool. He's got sort of at least 4 islands as far as I can see. And he is actually, I think still, he might even be larger than Ming. Let's have a look. No, he's not larger than Ming, but he's definitely, I mean, we're about to peace out Ming. He's pretty much larger than Ming. He's one of the largest nations by far. I think he's number 1 or number 2, depending on how you look at it. And there was another thing that dawned on me. Australia could be colonizing for us. If we started a colony in New Zealand, and for example, one colony here, we could have him colonize these over time. So that's where I'm going to focus my colonists, which we're already over our colonist limit. So let's just throw one down here. Indeed, in Taranaki. And we just lost stability. That feels great. That feels great. That might be because we're overextended. There we go. So the last episode we have really been ruffle stomping Ming. It's good to see. And our truce is coming up here shortly, 1 year's time with Bahmanis, so we're definitely going to be going in against him really big time. He's on the same tech level we can tech up, which is good to see. He might unfortunately put up a bit of a fight, is what I'm trying to say, guys. We also have 100% to the Ottomans, and I'm ready to go ahead and piece them out for a full annexation, but I am waiting to finish up most of this coring here, so that we're already over 100%, but I prefer not to be ridiculously over. Let's check out Bahmanis. He's got 74,000 troops, so literally 2 stacks. 2 of our stacks should outnumber him. That makes me feel pretty good. He's weak, he's pathetic compared to us. That's good. That's real good. Otherwise, we're dealing with rebels as usual. Tons and tons and tons and tons of rebels. And somehow, from somewhere, we have another merchant available, apparently. Maybe that's been the case for a while. I don't actually know. But where should we be throwing them down? I realized that, yeah, we should be doing this Chinese stuff a little bit differently, I think. Beijing is the way to go. through this route through Persia. That's the way to go. Which means... Wait, this is going up to Russia? I guess it makes sense. We've got more influence there. Anything that goes up this way we get essentially 100% of. Yep. Okay. So I'm thinking here, go to Beijing, just train it like crazy. Got pretty good control in Beijing, but after this war we're going to have significantly better control. So nothing remains here. Most of this is coming out anyway. Man, never know where to use these merchants. For real. It's pretty inconsequential, I would say. There's like no wealth to be had anywhere anyways. Pretty much in Bengal. Let's just throw it there. We're going to have like no influence. Maybe after our war with Bakhmanis we will. But at least there's money there in Bengal. I'm looking at places to train through, and they just have no money anyway. It's all being transported out. So I guess at this point, when you have 26 merchants, it's kind of a little bit overkill in some ways. Doesn't really matter. We're getting the full brunt of 17.8, 321.3, and 109.8. And the economy is doing really well. We're like way over our limits in terms of our colonies, at least last time I checked. Has Cuba cleaned up these? No. Damn it. We also have almost literally every merc that we could possibly have. We have obtained. Just gonna hire a mercenary there to go around and do it myself. The tedium. I wonder where this guy's moving to. Mozambique. Okay, he's going on to the mainland. We still need transports though to go take that back. And I'm really looking forward to the stuff coring up. We're also integrating, I think, was it 3? Also integrating, I believe, 3 nations at once. One is 50% of the way, which is cool. 50% of the way integrated. I want to be standing in farmlands. This attrition is not nice. Looks like there's pretty much no farmlands nearby. Yes, we're also making a huge amount of money from our treasury fleet. What? Really? I even added these to a trade league. Wow. Oh, it's this. It's the mine inconvenience crap. God damn it. Okay, that's annoying. That's annoying. We'll have to take this across. I need another stack as well. Come all the way down. Ah, rebels on islands, man. That's annoying. The tedium is legitimately for real. We actually lost, oh no, I thought we lost some soldiers here, but it appears to be my imagination. I thought we lost some transports, which suffered some casualties for us, ultimately, but it doesn't appear to be the case. That's Bakhmanis truce. I definitely want to be beginning that war as well. Let's have a look. We want to be at peace to cancel our subjects here, but actually, I mean, we've got a lot of core back to back to back, so I shouldn't stress too much. I was about to say we should already be fighting Bakhmanis. That's 6 years. Yep, we should be. We should already be fighting Bakhmanis. So we can obviously pull from Asia. I've got access through Tibet. Alright, let's just start this bloody war. Remember, 2 stacks was enough, so that's going down south. This guy can come out here. Yep, 2 stacks was enough, and we've got a lot more than that on the way. Let's just fight this war so that I'm bloody well ready to peace out when I desire. That's obviously going to be a full 100%, And my trade ships, maybe we should actually chill with them. What's this navy look like? Yep. Yep, these light ships I should retreat. Alrighty. He had some forts which were not turned on. See, those two stacks combined already outnumber him massively. That should be good. We've got plenty of time to do it. This is actually, these light ships are actually doing quite some work for us, so pulling them back will have an effect on our economy. I wouldn't be surprised actually with the colonies that we're setting up if our we do start losing some money, but we've got 31k to dive into, which is pretty good. I should have a navy coming down this way, right? Okay, that's that event timing out, no big deal. Losing some stability, and of course, going to be replacing that with the papal influence. Somebody said, I saw somebody comment that, did I know Jerusalem was alive? I saw them in this. They saw the Holy Bro. You saw the Holy Bro in this. He just has a sort of custom-like flag, very similar to Jerusalem. He is our custom nation, of course, the client state that we... God dang it. Keep getting that event. Brutal. That's alright. It is what it is. And what it is the pain of trying to one-tag the whole world. It's the pain. I also want to be, of course, increasing my absolutism when I can. Dude, this game makes me feel really bad, man. Like, the fact that we have the -10 papal influence a month, that's actually really killing me, dude. And that makes me pretty depressed about the HRE tag, guys, in general. I think that's a huge nerf. I mean... Oh, jeez. I think we're about to get stack wiped here by the looks of things, because I can't even retreat that. I mean, the Holy Roman Empire has been always one of my favorite tags, and although it seems kind of lame in some ways to just be a Catholic, Catholicism is in many ways the best religion because of what it has available. It doesn't have any military stuff available like, for example, Protestantism does, like 2.5 discipline and some morale, etc., some manpower recovery, etc. So in terms of just sheer military, it has nothing. But it's overall, the things that it does give you are really good. But of course, the Holy Roman Empire is something you can strive towards as so many nations, including, of course, Austria. And the fact that you ultimately, your own game sort of becomes undermined by the fact that you lose so much papal influence. That's really dumb. That's really, really dumb, and it feels bad, man. I don't like it at all. I'm sorry to say. I don't know exactly when they changed it, but I imagine it was when they added the Roman Empire. Because they used to... I mean, I can't say specifically because I don't recall it reading that specifically, but what I do recall is playing as the Holy Roman Empire, completely removing the papal state from the game and not suffering that modifier. So I suggest that it used to say, is not Holy Roman Empire here, whereas now it says, is not Roman Empire. Okay, finally we can move on and call some more things up. And the obvious choice is the Ottomans, because... No, I don't think the obvious choice is the Ottomans, come to think of things. I think the obvious choice is Ming. I was going to say the obvious choice is the Ottomans so that we avoid the call for peace. But actually, I'm more worried about truce timers with Ming, so let's do it. I'm also worried about attrition here. Let's try to prevent ourselves from suffering a brutal amount of attrition on that stack. Yeah, so from Bachmanis, I will obviously take this so that it's less tedious. We don't have to deal with this stuff in the future. And do we take his colonies, or do we just leave them? It's probably worth taking his colonies so that he doesn't build bloody forts on them. That would be really painful. Okay, let's go deal with those as well. After dealing with Brunei. Got to keep an eye out on where all of these different factions are. Okay, so this is worth how much overextension? 0, 6, and 10. 16. So we've got 1 overextension. Let's go up to 99 from Ming. Let's go up to 99 and let's focus on the forts. So he's got 1 here and 1 here. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And I think that's it. So 4, 5, 6. He might have another one around, which I can't quite spot, but I don't think he does. 4. Okay. It's there. Okay, that's only 25%. He's got 1 up here, 2 up here. Okay, it's right there. I think that's it. I think that's all of his forts. And that's only 52% overextension. I think that's all of his forts, which is going to make piecing him out very easy in the future, as that's his capital there with no fort on it. So, in that case, let's do the best job we can of kind of joining the country up, so that we can just walk around. Let's have a look at this peace offer. Oh, well, what's going on? Oh, we need occupations. Oh, no! Mistake was made! Because I can't join them together. Oh, god dang it. Okay. Alright, we're dealing with this. Okay, mistake was made there. Damn it. We're under 100%, that's good. Ah, damn it. Okay, when I'm fighting Ming, it looks like the most efficient way of doing it is going to be piecing him out directly. And if I'm piecing him out directly, I want to literally 100% him. So, as tedious as it is, we should keep this going. Keep the carpet siege going. Get the war score anywhere and everywhere that we can. But we've got a lot of time to do it now. So just keep making those occupations. Alrighty, the Ottomans have been completely annexed. That feels good. We're going to get, no doubt, a bunch of revolts there. So that's not going to feel so good. But still, fun times. Once upon a time, the Ottomans were stronger than us. But we still defeated them. And they were doing a sort of funny thing where we would defeat them in Europe, and they would continue expanding into Asia. And they never really became easy for the longest time, if you guys recall. I recall. But once and for all, we have taken them out. We have destroyed them. And they have very low-level forts, which is pretty painful. The rebels that spawn are going to just take these forts pretty quickly. Why don't we just delete them? I should have kept that one, because guys will spawn in Arabia. Mountain forts are okay if we have troops nearby, but oh well. These Kilwa dudes, they must have spawned from the inconvenience thing, that event. They must have, because I checked everywhere. It was completely stable even when we were over 100% overextended. That bloody event wrecked my life as usual. Alright, the Japanese hopefully will be stable. So, Ryukyu is a good guy who shouldn't have any allies. Oh, he's got Korea, but Korea won't back him up. So this is probably who we're going to declare on, Korea, after we peace out Ming. And then just go straight back in, you know? Well, we have to wait to core, that's the thing. That's why I'm upset. I should have already peaced out Ming and not the Ottomans, but there we go, mistakes were made. I need to keep sieging up the individual provinces here so that our war score is extremely high against Ming. That's something that I didn't completely anticipate because I'm a noob. Alright, go continue fighting rebels. This guy needs to go fight rebels in the Pacific. We've got to literally just continue carpet sieging. I thought we could chill a little bit, but I was wrong. We have to carpet siege the crap out of dudes. I mean, we've got plenty of time now, because we're waiting on stuff to core up, but you know what I mean. That's what we should be doing, carpet sieging the ever-living crap out of him. I feel like something hasn't been converted for a long time. Are we good, guys? You converting? Yeah? Maybe they were occupied by rebels or something. We've got 3 here for... Yep, everybody's converting, okay. Okay, we good. Don't forget this is not caught up and has particularists on it. Go deal with them. After we deal with Kilwa. I really hate the fact that we're over our Diplo relations. There's not much I can do about that. We inherited subjects from France, which is not cool. Not part of the plan. France. What are you doing? Dropping the ball there, mate. For those vassals. I'm trying to think, where should we convert? I guess just Arabia, right? I guess we should focus on the heathens because the heretics are basically stable. Even when we have a lot of overextension, they're basically just completely stable. So, is there any island group in particular? Probably here. Probably here and here. Probably around here, around these here parts. Focus on this area. Oh, we've got another merchant. I think one of our merchants may be disappearing. It might be sort of fluctuating. Because, didn't we just have 26? Yeah, I've got no idea. Yeah, we put a dude in here, if you guys recall. And he's not there, so that's interesting. I think it is, in fact, fluctuating. Oh, that is a province, the English one, that I did plan to convert, but I forgot about. There we go. Now, it's only just recently caught up anyway. It's good. Ming's sieging province is back. That's not good. We should go kill him. England theoretically should be stable. It's probably worth having... I mean, these forts are so high level. It's... Oh, okay. There are different Irish factions. I see. I see. It's probably worth having, like, one fort out here. Why not have it in London? There we go. Let's just group these guys up here in a moment. I'm actually really surprised, guys, as we began to use more and more mercenaries, our manpower's been doing really well. Like, we're still utilizing a lot of manpower, but it's recovering, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice to see. I think that if we do this region, guys, and we convert it up, we add it to a thing. Ah, perhaps not. Our influence is so large here. I thought that we could get a trading company. I think our trading company is already owning it, though, by the looks of things. They're already dominating, giving us that merchant. Just at a glance, I mean, I'm not actually going in to look because it's too tedious, driving me nuts. Losing some relations with our subjects, but it appears as though there's no liberty desire, so I couldn't care less. Maybe if we lose deploy reputation, we'll have some liberty desire when we integrate the this guy, for example. By the way, giving good influence on Persia will increase our economy with the trade, as we only got 42% there. That's pretty cool. Fiji, eh? How rude. Let's go clean up some rebels out here. Let's go clean out some rebels out here. Let's go here with this dude. I wonder, should we risk automatically transporting him? It's just so much easier sometimes. Let's do it. Let's risk it. Yes! The dream. The game worked. Feels good, man. How are we doing? Are we still recruiting around here? Okay, that looks actually done to me with that odd number. Sweet. So this is obviously it's all upgraded, up to shape. Got 30 heavy, so that's actually a really good fleet. Let's bring them around the Asian region where we can deal with Bahamnas and Daviet and Ming, anybody we declare war on, because it's the only place we're ever actually going to have a threat. Like, Ming has been intercepting some of our fleets, and it's quite rude. Quite frankly, it's quite rude. Appreciate it if you just, you know, lay down and die, Ming. Have some respect while you're trying to defend yourself, please. If we can catch him in the mountains here, he would get obliterated, but unlikely that we will be able to do that. Keep going, though. Suffering quite some casualties there in that fight. It looks like actually we dealt with the whole stack. There was like a 16 and 50 and they both walked onto that province by the looks of things, but there we go. So what does our war score look like with Ming then? I didn't realize... Okay, 72%, that's better. So we're just about to be able to take this. We ideally actually want to go all the way to bloody 100% by the looks of things. Yep, some Ottomans, alrighty. Let's quickly, it looks like that might be a stack wipe, and then run up here. I actually know, come to think of it, if you convert heretics, I'm pretty sure it gives you more papal influence than converting heathens. So that's something to consider. Maybe I should, right now, just... because we're kind of in need of some papal influence. Like the legitimacy would be nice right now, the tax would be nice, and I suggest some of the modifiers are coming down, but we still actually want to get the bloody stability first of all. I'm going for 3 missionary senates versus heretics and 20% religious unity. Now the religious unity should bump up our absolutism. At least that was my understanding. Maybe it will change next month. I would think it would have gone up a little bit more than 1. Which is going to be appropriate for piecing out Ming. So it takes 6 months to convert pretty much almost of them. Almost all of the Orthodox and Coptic provinces. 6 months. So that means we should be able to do, what, 10 of those provinces a year? Pretty good, I would say. 10 a year, eh? 10 a year. That's pretty good in terms of pace, but I just wish it was that good against bloody... What are they called? Heathens. Sunni dudes. Muslimists, that's their name, guys. Muslimists. Nailed it. We should keep hunting Ming stacks, I guess, if he's going to siege stuff back. But we're doing good. We got... I mean, we're not doing ideal. I should have pieced them out before the Ottomans, but you know what I'm trying to say. Considering we failed in that regard, we're doing good. Good pace on Ming. Plenty of time. What should I be doing with this stack? Are we expecting any unrest around here? Not really, right? Should we go fight Bahmanus? Bahmanus? I think so. No! Tidor something. A little rebel guy. No! These provinces we need to convert, dude. The annoying thing with these Indonesian provinces, though, is many of them have been converted and they have that modifier. It's so frustrating. But that's this game in a nutshell, I suppose. So frustrating. At this stage, at least. When you're trying to do what I'm trying to do. Okay, good. Now, of course, the war goal of Bahmanus is his capital, which we're about to take, so we're making good progress here. Let's have a look at, hang on a second, we need to boost our absolutism by at least 1, and probably more by the time we finish, so let's look at 45, there we go, perfect. Let's have an idea of what 100% looks like. So we've done that, we've done some island jam, he probably has like another few around or something. Probably giving us a platform against these guys, as many, like, so we can just walk straight in as possible, but then also joining up our provinces. This is probably the way to go. So doing something like this. That's 99 extension. Wow, it actually doesn't look like that much geographically. Of course, that's not war score. I think with truce breaks... With truce breaks, it's okay, but jeez, man. There's a lot to go, if you guys feel me. There's a lot of stuff to conquer. Too much. Feels bad, man. Our amount that we have from Ming looks somewhat pathetic, but after this piece, it's going to be pretty impressive, actually, I would say, considering we have the forts. It's going to feel like we have a lot of China, and, you know, the next war and so on, we're just going to have all of it, basically. Some of these subjects, or tributaries, rather, are fairly big, though, like Daviet, Tibet. Hoping that Malacca, or whatever, even though we reduce him in strength, that he doesn't join Ming as a tributary, because we're also reducing Ming in strength. That's kind of what I'm going for. And yeah, I kind of like the idea, guys, of just converting these quite rapidly. I think they should give 10. So let's do that to really jam the papal influence. Pretty hardcore when we need it. Let's rush out there and deal with the rebels. That rebel faction has been up and running for a while. We got these guys nearby, never mind. Screw it. They will do, as long as we actually catch them. I can hire another military leader. Let's do that. Well, 99 army tradition. Wow. It's like, oh my goodness, dude, the whole game, and we finally get a good general. Is it just me, or have we had the worst luck ever with generals in the early game? I swear, we had good army tradition for a long period there thanks to the Black Army. And I just couldn't get a single good general. Like, we had some pretty decent ones by any kind of conventional means, like judgment, rather. We had decent generals. But not considering how high our bloody army tradition was. Is the thing, our army tradition was so high. Sometimes this game makes me feel pretty bad, man. But I try to just truck along and not let it get me down. How are we doing? Do we have a colony in New Zealand? It takes so long to get out there. Jeez, man. Taking forever. Oh, there are his troops. I was about to say, we haven't even found any of his troops, but there we go. Found some. These troops have arrived. Let's just go sieging around some stuff and some moral support for our duders. Keep on carpet sieging. We want to get that 100% against Ming. Or, well, near it at least. We won't need 100%, but like 90% would be good. And just keep on doing with the rebels. So we've got some heavy ships coming along here. This is actually a powerful stack, but let's make sure they're repaired up. How's our sailors? We just get 1 billion sailors a month. Like, it ain't no thing. That's good. That's good. Don't have to worry about sailors at all. I'm sure most of the provinces that we've taken have, you know, ports and so on inside of them. So I can admin tech. I don't think there's any reason to admin tech, like, ever. Probably better off going for this or something. I literally think we may not admin tech again. I don't know, is that a mistake, guys? I don't think so, right? We don't need it. But let me know if I'm being a dummy. Alrighty. Why don't we actually just leave this navy here to escort these troops off of this area? I think we're about to get every Bakhmanasi colony from this peace deal, by the looks of things, which is probably the way to go. I think some of them, if I don't know, maybe not because it's in the old world, but some of them, the culture or religion might be different if we are the ones to finish the colony. Yep. For now, let's just do the. Once we get all of our missionaries returned and all working on these ones that only take 6 months, it's going to give us some nicer papal influence pretty quickly. Fairly quickly. Finally caught up that province, which was occupied by rebel scum. And how are we doing on our core? About halfway there of the Ottoman provinces that we've taken. Oh, jeez. What do you reckon, guys? What do you reckon? I'm more focused, obviously, like, I'm doing what I can. I'm doing what I can, like these policies, to convert as fast as I can. I'm actually considering, I want to kind of gauge in my head whether we can release at least one nation in a conventional manner, you know, or just vassalize one of these guys who has religious ideas and help them convert, like him. He would be a good guy to just vassalize. He's low war score cost, feed him like crazy, you know, force religion and feed like crazy. I am still going for the one faith, don't get me wrong, but I am just doubtful that we can get it. Like, my thoughts really are with the one tag. Which I think we're also doing. I think we're doing it. But just to be clear, I've never gotten a one tag before. And I just want to say a few things here before we end the episode on that subject, I suppose. There's probably it's a little bit controversial maybe, but like those of you who are in this deep watching this series probably are more open to like real talk or whatever, you know, than if I said it on like a popular video. But I just want to say that like my most popular video was my World Conquest on very hard difficulty when that video came out. The very hard difficulty came out rather. And not that it bothers me, the comments and stuff, it's expected really, but a lot of people were saying like meanwhile Flurry was you know, conquering the world on very hard difficulty with Ryukyu, who was obviously one of, in some cases considered the worst nation, basically Ryukyu, although I think there's worse, quite frankly. But regardless, of course, you know, as you guys can see, he exploits. That's what Flurry is known for. He exploits the game, and I'm not trying to take anything away from him. It's just personally, when I exploit, like, it might be good for a laugh or whatever, but then when I actually continue the game, let me give you an example. I'm not sure if people know this, but you can, I mean, I know some people know this, but I'm not sure how many people know this. If you guys want to have a really good Byzantium game, you can start the game as the Ottomans, and declare a war using all of your reconquest on, like, for example, Albania. What you can do before you start a war is press this button to release Bulgaria, and you can return core, piecing out, you know, Jandar, AQ, return core to Bulgaria and hand Turkish land off to them. And then you can move your capital from Edirne so that that's released as well, and you can release Byzantium. A lot of people know this, and by doing that you can have the Balkans be completely Balkanized. You can play as the vassal of Byzantium. You can have completely gimped the Ottomans so that it is extremely easy to fight for your independence, but you can also reduce the Ottomans down to a size that in the same independence war you can annex them and release them as a vassal, and then now you have reconquest on all of Anatolia via your vassal. I mean, you can have such a rigged start as Byzantium by playing as the Ottomans and just sabotaging them, right? And that's pretty, like, it might be fun or whatever and good for a laugh, but, you know, you're always going to know that you started as the Ottomans. You didn't start as Byzantium. And for some people, like, for me, it takes away from the game. Like, I would prefer to play as Byzantium and own rather than start as the Ottomans and kind of cheese it. That's all that I'm trying to say, and that's kind of my philosophy on exploits in general. But I still really admire Flurry, and I think he's, like, really good, don't get me wrong. Like, if I did try to exploit, he would probably be better than me. Do you know what I'm saying? But I just don't think it's a fair comparison when I try to do everything legit, and people say, you know, meanwhile, Flurry does doing this as the nation of Ryukyu. I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade, or I'm genuinely not, or, you know, be disrespectful or anything like that, but in reality, meanwhile, Flurry is exploiting the game and opening and closing the game every time something goes wrong, right? That's in reality. So for me, hopefully, if we achieve this one tag, not only is it going to be a one tag, which is like my personal best, but it's going to be done legitimately. And that's just all the more better for me. But I know, you know, I hope some people are not offended or anything what I'm saying, and they actually understand what I'm saying. I don't dislike Flurry. I do dislike, though, the random kind of comments that don't really make sense. It's just a competitive thing, and people like Flurry and don't like some newcomer like me or something. We integrated a dude. Sorry about that rant, guys. Let's get back onto it. So we're now under our relation slots, at least. That's good. And integrating a dude makes us feel a bit better geographically. But we just lost 3 reputation, and I called it. We got this guy. Pay off his loan. His debt, rather. Pay off his debt. Okay, British Columbia can have some prestige. Yeah, hopefully we can maintain those guys with... so we still got positive 3 deploy reputation. That's pretty good. That's with quite some overextension, and it's with the occupation of Rome. So that's pretty good to see. We're going to be able to continue integrating, which is cool. But I guess, guys, how close are we to coring up? Yeah, not quite there, unfortunately. I'm going to end the episode here, guys. I hope you enjoyed. We're going to be doing this, basically, this peace offer. We have some more overextension, eh? We are going to go for the 100% by the looks of things. We're going to go all the way for the 100%, but our peace offer is going to look pretty much like this. I might try to join these up. If I can... Yeah, or somewhere else for that matter. But this is pretty much it. This is going to be our peace offer, which we're going to do soon after the beginning of the next episode. And obviously, 100%, you know, annex Haixai as well. We're probably getting called for peace for this stuff soon. And then once we called that up, we're going to be piecing up Bachmanus. And once we called that up, we're going to be going back in against most likely like this faction, or Ryukyu rather, and separate peace Ming once again. So we're just grinding them down to a pulp, but this time they will have no forts. So it's literally just going to be a carpet siege, just walking from province to province to province, and they are certainly going to be very easy, I suggest. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.